Welcome everyone! This is Zero and with me is Mr. Rapid and Mr. Nayoken and we are casting the grand finals of BSL Season 6. This is the last best of 7 of the whole season, so extremely good games are waiting for us. What are your expectations, guys, about the finals?
This is like Zero's child growing up and going to college. Like, it's just the culmination of an entire season of BSL. And honestly, it could not end more epically. You look at the BSL like round of 8 once we finally got through the double group stages, and any single one of those players I felt like had a shot at winning the finals. Even the players got 3rd and 4th place, just so well played in their semifinal matches. But I think in the end, you cannot dispute that the 2 players in our grand finals are the 2 best non-Korean players out there. You know, there's guys like DeWalt, like Eon Zerg, like a lot of the Terran players from South America. I honestly thought kind of deserved to be here. But at the end of the day, it is Trutacz and Bonyth, the 2 Polish gods of their respective races, Protoss and Zerg. And this is too close for me to call. Like, I'm not even just saying that to meme and be unbiased. I actually have no idea, because you look at Bonyth, right? He's the Reaver god, right? He won bases better than just about anybody I've ever seen, but he can also play devastating long games. And for Trutacz, like, this is just the best Zerg player I think you get in the world next to Eon Zerg. And now that Eon Zerg got knocked out of the tournament, there's like, who can stop this guy's reign of terror? It's been 3 seasons since Trutacz has won a BSL, and he's back for more.
Yeah, this is the first international BSL he can win. Excuse me, Mr.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I called it a few rounds ago. Trutacz just looked amazing, and in the past few months in ASL and stuff like that, we've seen the resurgence of Zerg. Like, Sulky's been very strong. Just Zerg in general has just powered up. We've had a bunch of players come back, like Zero has come back, and he's already amazing after like 2 months. It's just crazy.
It's so crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I look at the maps here, and I just, other than blockchain, it just looks to me like they're great Zerg maps. So I don't see how you can not believe in Trutacz. On top of him looking fantastic, it just looks like this is just panning out perfectly for him.
Yeah,
Couldn't agree more, Nayoken.
These are the maps. I'm just showing it to our viewers, the 7 maps. Finally, all the BSL maps are here.
Yeah, and I like the order, because we've got blockchain, we had craziness yesterday, then we got Sylph and an ASL map, we've got Heartbeat, our 4th map, so we're guaranteed 2 new maps.
Yeah.
If we have both players at least get 1 win, we get to Kaiser, so we've got all 3 non-standard maps in the finals, almost guaranteed. So this is going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, 7 maps in a 7-map pool. Like, yeah, you're gonna have quite a few. Or wait, is it a 9-map pool? Sorry, I don't actually know. We've never had a best of 7 yet.
No, it's 7.
Okay, so we're gonna get every single map. Starting on blockchain, though, this is sick, because this is one of the ways that Trutacz beat DeWalt, or not DeWalt. Yeah, DeWalt in our previous semifinals, because Trutacz had mapped out this really cool 3 hatch before pool playstyle on blockchain, and it was unstoppable. So I want to see that again, but I'm sure that Bonyth saw that game, so I don't know if it's gonna work again. I really love that we've both seen these players play godlike games on these matches just yesterday in the semifinals, but now we get a chance to revisit that today and see what they've learned, how they've adjusted, and how they've just gotten even more impossibly badass.
Yeah, and blockchain gives like opportunity to make also a weird strategies, and also you can play from the main base and take one of these semi-island bases and go rivers. So it's huge opportunity for our river god Bony. So it will be very interesting.
And let's not forget that there's this elusive build that exists out there, the legendary Scout Reaver build.
Ooh, yeah.
Bonyth has done that, DeWalt's done that, and it's both of the times it's been versus Zerg players. I think last time it was DeWalt doing it versus Eon Zerg, if I'm not mistaken. But it was the sickest. So fun to watch, but it is very rare. But don't forget about it, because as soon as you do, it comes and kills you very cost effectively. So I don't know. It's sort of like the boogeyman under the bed. It's like it's not there unless you look for it, and then it's definitely there. So I don't know what to expect, but this is going to be an amazing series. We are all truly privileged to be able to watch these two great players play this great game 7 times in a row, hopefully.
Hopefully. And yeah, I think we are ready to go and start the game number 1, if you're ready, guys.
I'm ready, Zero.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's go. Game number 1 of our grand finals of Season 6.
All right, here we are. The Season 6 BSL Grand Finals are beginning. Game number 1 in the upper left-hand corner in the orange. Playing Zerg from Poland, this is Trutacz.
And in the bottom right, we've got the Polish Protoss. It's Bonyth. And for a second, I was looking at Trutacz's main and didn't see a larva being used and thought we were getting a 5 pool. It was at 48 minerals. I was about to just lose my mind to go from 3 hatch before pool to 5 pool on a map like this. That's insane. And I think we're going to get a really epic game here because just as Zero was pointing out, this map is so weird. I would imagine it favors somebody that can play with Reavers well. So it's going to fall into the hands of Bonyth, and if we go split map, I think Bonyth has a good shot of winning, but you can't underestimate Trutacz. He looked amazing yesterday versus DeWalt. For those that have not seen that game, you need to watch that game. If you don't watch any other game of BSL, that's the one you have to watch.
Yeah, that game is like sunlight and oxygen put together. It's just things that your body needs. So definitely get out there and watch it. It's fantastic series. Cannot recommend that highly enough. But also, I'm going to say that again about this Grand Final series, no matter what happens. So I'm not necessarily being fair and unbiased, but I'm thinking to myself, like, Blockchain is a map that enables creative players, whether it's 3 hatch before pool, whether it's 1 base Reavers, whether it's like 3 base carriers for free because there's an island. Like, there's so many cool things that you can do on this map because of the way that these Troy-esque simulators block off the edges of it.
And so we see a fast hatchery for Trutacz. I'm watching that larva like a hawk. I want to see if we're going to have a 3rd hatch go down. But Bonyth going the standard Bonyth build. He's caught that Zealot coming. He just loves the Zealot. Versus Terran, you see him rally the Zealot. Versus Zerg, he rallies the Zealot. I don't know if he rallies the Zealot versus Protoss, but he probably does.
Yeah, he's very confident in his Zealot micro, and that's why probably he's doing that. And it's working for him, so that's really nice to watch also, because there is like action from 3rd minute of a game, constant action, thanks to this build out of Bonnie.
Yeah, that's a good point. So it is certainly action-packed. You're never going to take that away from Bonyth. He is just very, very good at this. So he is going to get in, and I don't think there's anything that can really stop this. There's no, like, it is an arrow ramp, so you can hold position a unit on it and stop worker. You really want to. The drone also got in, saw that it was the gateway, and now is being pushed back out by those 2 zealots that are heading across the map.
I think we're going to have a speedling bust because Trutacz put down his gas at 220, and that's a bit faster than normal. What do you think? Yeah, there is the speed, and that's very fast speed, so he's going to be looking to bust. I'm assuming he's going to try and bust the natural. I can't imagine him trying to kill the eggs. They take forever. We saw how long it took for Trutacz to bust the eggs yesterday. So
yeah.
This is going to get ugly really fast, and these zealots are already across the map. If they get surrounded, there's 1 gate. Yesterday, remember, Bonyth built his forge very late. Okay, it just started.
Yeah, I think after he scouted that there is a gas and he already mined 100 minerals, he should be prepared for this link bus, but it looks like it's dedicated anti-1 gate build from Trutacz. It's so smart because now he will be able to out-macro this 1 gateway relatively easily soon, and he's already preparing himself to make 1 more expansion on the bottom left. So it's very good opening from our Z player, and I'm a little bit afraid that Bonnie is now overcommitting with these zealots.
Yeah, these Oh man, is this going to be an anti-timing for Bonyth? He's moving his zealots out of position. Oh, turn off the vision of Bonyth. He missed the lings. He missed the lings going south, except for a couple.
I think he saw some of them, but he doesn't know how many. So he might think that he's good to go for these zealots. And yeah, maybe these zealots can actually get a decent amount of damage done. But what is there to hold? He only has 2 cannons. The zealot in the wall is going to be the weak point in the wall, and here we go. Oh no, that's not tight.
Oh,
no!
oh my
Not
god.
like this. Oh, total tragedy. Oh my god. I don't even know if that's tight if you build the pylon 1 hex back. But damn, all right. Well, it just goes to show if you are 1200 MMR, this happens to you. If you are like 2400 MMR, this happens to you. So you can't. Wow, what a tragedy. Of all players, this happened to Bonyth, but it is a true testament to Bonyth that he doesn't just straight up lose the game when total tragedy strikes.
But how did he defend this Lynx? He's
what?
still alive. I don't understand how he's still alive. It looks like he's
Did he lose
dead.
any probes?
Yeah, he lost few of them, but not.
Look what he's done behind it. The hatch is gonna fall, and a zealot's out. Now there's one ling that's got by. Oh no, there's a huge gap now. No, Bonyth, he looked out of position. Oh, maybe not. Only 3 lings on the cannon. Is he gonna hold?
Oh, he's gonna protect the cannon at all costs. All right, the cannon stays up, but there's lings in his main. There's 4 lings. That's pretty scary. They do have speed, and speedlings are gonna stay alive in your main for just a very long time. But cannons are up. They're maybe not in the best spot, but at least now Bonyth knows it's not a tight wall.
I think Bonyth is going to hold because now he's got 2 probes there. He's had the gateway, so he can at least deal with the lings in the main. Another zealot came out. There's a ling at the natural, but it's only 1. Here comes Trutacz again. A big... Oh, the ling's in the front, taking the hits, able to get the cannon in the back. It's still taking hits.
Oh my god, these 3 Lynx will be heroes.
Yeah, the cannon in the back didn't target down the 3 lings that were killing it. So now, maybe, yeah, you can sweep that zealot through, but there's so many speedlings out there, 1 zealot is not going to be enough.
So now this is definitely going to be Trutacz busting in. There's only 2 zealots, all the probes going down. The gateway's even going to die pretty soon. Cannon's only halfway done. I think Trutacz has done it now.
Yeah, with that gateway going down, there's way too many speedlings. Trutacz overrunning the natural. And I think it's time for Bonyth to get out of this game. GG, Trutacz takes first blood in the best of 7 BSL Season 6 Grand Finals.
And every time when the series is starting that fast, I mean, it got to change something in the minds of the player. They need to play a little bit more safer for the next games, because it was very huge aggression from both players, and like until this 3 Lynx killed these 2 cannons, I thought that Bonyth got this game, and then suddenly Trutacz won, and it's so crazy.
Yeah, it's great. And then one day, all that changed. The Zerglings just run by that non-tight wall at the bottom, and it's like, oh, well, this is awkward. That's where you see the record scratch, freeze frame. You're probably wondering how we got here. It's like, well, by having a wall that wasn't quite tight on the bottom. Then those 4 lings that sneak through come back and assassinate the 2 cannons in the natural. Oh, it's so good. So what a way to start off the BSL Grand Finals. And I think you're right, Zero. That has to sort of do something in Bonyth's brain, because it sucks to lose to something so simple as a gap in your wall.
Yeah, Bonyth. I mean, honestly, that game was... If that happened to me, I would probably be laughing, because, like, if there's not that gap, we have Massling running into a complete wall up, and there's no way Trutacz busts through. So I don't think it's going to affect Bonyth that much. I think what he's mostly looking for is, okay, Trutacz, when he sees an opening, he's going to go for it. There's no doubt about it. He's got the killer instinct. That's mostly what I would be worried about as Bonyth.
Yeah.
Yep. The eye of the tiger. Yeah, he is absolutely going to go for a win. Honestly, if Trutacz 4-0s, that's almost more impressive than a 4-3 victory. Because, like, if you can 4-0 like one of the best players in the world, I'm just like, okay, like, you get it. You 3-0 DeWalt, you 4-0 Bonyth. I'm like, okay, you're good against Protoss. We get it. But I definitely think that Bonyth can restart. Also, that map is a little bit unique, so certainly that is not going to reappear in the map pool. And if I'm not mistaken, let me triple check the map pool. Second game is Circuit Breaker, so it should be a lot more standard.
Yeah, and it should be good map for Trutacz again. So I thought that blockchain will be Bony map, and he will have bigger chances over there. And now it's the Trutacz map. So And it's also the Scout River map from Bonnie, because he did it against Aaron on this map. So it's still possible that we will have this crazy build from
I
our
love it.
Protoss player.
That build gives me life. I cannot wait to potentially watch that again. So you got to know it's in the minds of both of our players, maybe only one of the players. So I don't. We'll see. I'm super excited for this second map.
Yeah, me too. And if you're ready, guys, we can go, because I can't wait.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Let's go. Game number 2 of BSL6 Grand Finals.
All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in game number 2 of the BSL Season 6 Grand Finals. In the bottom left-hand corner, our Polish Zerg player up 1-0 in this best of 7. This is our orange Zerg player, Trutacz.
And in the top left, we've got very strong Protoss. It is Bonyth. Now, what I'm going to be looking for here is, are we going to have one base? No. Sometimes when a build like that happens, the other player gets into the mindset like, hey, you can cheese. Well, look, I can cheese back. I'm glad that Bonyth is not one of those players. He's not letting it affect him. He's just going to go for what has worked throughout the entire tournament. It is going to be another gateway expand.
All right, well, live by the gateway expand, die by the gateway expand. I like it. I think it is sort of a classic opener for him. He's going to scout after gateway, not after pylon. And I think that's probably pretty okay here. I don't know what would force him to do a cannon expo. I think it would take a lot, so we're just gonna see the same opener and see how it goes.
But look how
Checking the middle.
smartly the Trutacz is playing. He knows that Bonnie will probably go for the fast gateway, so he's going 9 pull speed. And this is a perfect counter for one gateway. Of course, you have the very bad economy, but you are keeping Protoss in his base, and the aggression should not work, at least in theory.
Yeah, I was wondering that. It seems like almost a guarantee that you're going to get this gateway expand. So what is Zerg's response? And you're saying that speed is going to be great versus... I can imagine it being great. There's going to be 2 or 3 gaps for Trutacz to run in. Bonyth's going to have to pull so many probes, and fortunately for him also, Bonyth is going to scout him last. If these lings can get out onto the ramp before this probe gets in, he's not going to know what's going on.
And there will be a moment when Bonnie will have 3 zealots and Trutacz will have 12 links. So I think it will be the moment when he should just gangbang these zealots and kill them.
Oh, here we go. The probe doesn't get up the ramp, but it could actually turn around and just go. But I think the important thing is scouting the 6 lings, obviously.
So I'm looking at speed. It's about halfway done. Look how many holes there are right now. There's the forge getting placed down. And Bonyth, wow, actually the second zealot is going to get out. Okay, it does create almost a full wall. He's got to be careful with that probe. Again, Bonyth still doesn't know about the speed, but he did see that the hatch is way late, so he probably suspects it now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he will know. At the same time, like, so first of all, number 1 is there's no hole in this wall, so success there. But the objective number 2 is how do you stop the Zerglings from getting in with 1 zealot? Like, second zealot pops. I mean, there's 2 zealots, but you can only fight with 1 at a time because the other one has blocked the hole in the wall. No way, he lets him in again! Oh my god, tragedy.
And look what this 9 pull speed did to Bonnie. He was forced to make forge, another pylon and cannon before the Nexus, and he still let 2 links into the main base. That was great strategy from Trutacz.
And I like how Bonyth had a pylon in his main, so now he can put a cannon up there. It's not like he's got to build the pylon and then build the cannon. He's already set up for it. So I don't think that these lings will deal that much damage. I think he's still okay. Everything is... Has he lost any probes? I don't think he's really lost any probes either, so this seems pretty good for Bonyth.
Yeah, but also he's denying a lot of mining when these probes are trying to fight the links. So it's good for Zerg to have these 2 links. It's always good.
Yeah, let's not pretend like it's bad to have lings in his base. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like game over. It's not a tragedy. The one thing that I would be scared of is if those 2 lings come down and help kill this cannon in the natural, like those 4 lings did in game number 1. So I'm sure Bonyth has that in the back of his mind, as every Protoss player does. This is what makes people like overdrink caffeine in the morning. It's like seeing Zerglings get in their base. Like, oh, so stressful. So I do hope that. That the game doesn't end because of that for some reason. But it's only 1 now. It shouldn't be that big a deal. Eventually, it'll get cleaned up, and the game will progress. But I have to think that Trutacz is pretty happy with the way things are going.
Yeah, he's got his 3rd base up. Bonyth does have his cybernetics about halfway done. The thing I would most be worried about from Bonyth's point of view is we just got all-in linked on blockchain with a slight hole in the wall. Yesterday, Dragon, just whatever triggered it, went 2 hatch Hydra, and now we have lack of vision versus somebody that's already showed aggression. And he has these links, so he's seen 1 cannon for a while. There could have definitely been some type of Hydra bust, but luckily for Bonyth, it has not come. He is just teching, and he's getting his Stargate up. Everything's going fine for him, also going fine for Trutacz now that he's got 3 hatches starting to power. He's still not mining any gas, so no lair. So I am a bit worried that how's he going to cancel the Sair, or if a scout comes out, he could start dealing some real damage.
I'm waiting for it. I believe the scout build is real. Second gate? Oh no, I thought he was gonna build a 2nd Stargate, and then we just lose our minds here. But no. He's
Because
going
he
for
also
Corsair DT most likely.
he started to mine gas from the natural, so it might be this build because you need a lot of gas for this River Scout build. But hey,
Okay.
but look how afraid Bonnie is. He's adding 3rd cannon because of this. I'm assuming this is after the yesterday games and today 1st game against Trutacz. He wants to be safe and he's playing blindly but safely.
Yeah, I don't blame him, but at the same time, this is still the best of the best pro gamers want to cut every tiny little corner that they can in order to get an advantage. And when you're building 3 cannons, that is not cutting corners. But I don't. For me, it resonates because I'm just like, don't die, make this game good, give us a good show, and I think that's what we're gonna get. We're definitely not gonna see Bonyth die early on.
And Bonyth has done a good job transitioning because the Sair, I think, is only about 40 seconds later than a normal Sair timing, and he's also got his Templar Archive, so this is very quick for him for what has happened in the game. But Trutacz, we're going Nemu style because we got 5 hatch, no lair. Is that an evolution chamber? So we're going hard on the Hydras, just like Dragon was doing versus the Walt on Sylphid.
Yeah, it's a good thing to point out. Because for Dragon, he kind of overdid it. He's like, okay, we're attacking now, and then he didn't do it, and then he was like, we're still attacking. I'm like, no, my dude, pull back. It's okay. But you're right. This is a big macro style. The map is big, and I'm just like, oh yeah, we're gonna get that big like Zerg army versus the Protoss army. There's storms everywhere. But yeah, this is what PvZ is supposed to look like. And when the players are this good, it's just gonna look good. So I'm excited for what's coming up.
Yeah, and really nicely. I'm glad that you mentioned that, Naoken, that Bonnie did transition, did like recover after this beginning very nice. Look at the supplies right now. It's like it's the normal difference. It doesn't look like he's behind in any way right now.
Yeah, I mean, he looks to be in a favorable position now. He's got a DT out. It's clearing out all the lings. Of course, not a huge loss for him, but I mean, he's also got the Sairs in the base seeing exactly what's going on. He knows there's no lair. That means the DTs are going to remain strong for a while as long as he can clear out Overlords on his side of the map, which he's already done. So he can start thinking about taking a 3rd base pretty quickly or just going to that gateway swell that we normally see. The one threat he does have to be worried about is if somehow Overlords get across the map. We've got so much production. We've got +1 halfway done for Zerg that the Hydras are going to be hitting like a truck.
Yeah, these are gonna be super strong Hydras. I love the +1 version of this because I guess there is a version like we saw Dragon do where you just hit and you never stop hitting, but it's way better with +1. So let's see what this looks like. It's gonna have +1 speed, range, Overlord speed, tons of Hydras. This is going to be scary, but at least the Corsairs see it coming, so he knows to throw down maybe a bunch more cannons, or I guess he'll have a bunch of storm up in the meantime. So it won't be. He'll be ready.
And he's going for 8 gateways pressure, so it will be definitely aggression build from Bonyth right now. And I'm not blaming him, because he knows that the tech from Trutacz is so late that he can just fight straight up in the ground army, and there will be no lurkers soon. So it's a good call from him, I believe. And his safe will be his third base will be safer thanks to these all gateways.
And his econ is so strong. I'm constantly looking at his natural and main. It's oversaturated now by a lot, but once he transfers to the third base that's going to be coming up, he's going to have almost perfect probe saturation for the entire game. I like how he's got 8 gates with this third base coming up. So if Trutacz tries to attack, he's going to have the production. But this is what I was worried about. This one Overlord that was at top middle, it's slowly gotten into position. And we've got a lot of Hydras here. He doesn't know about the third base. He could get a definite kill, and he is going to kill it.
Yeah. Hopefully a cancel on that Nexus, but this is so scary. Because it goes from Bonyth thinking, oh wow, I'm going to get up an easy third base, to, oh crap, there's so many +1 Hydras outside my front door. But he does have a bunch of Storm. He's got Bridges, which is the nightmare of any Zerg army. But wait, no. You do not go across those bridges. Do not collect $200. Like, this is the only thing standing between Bonyth and certain untimely demise at the hands of million Hydralisks.
Yeah, Trutacz is just powering behind it, taking bottom middle. I saw a bunch of, a lot of drones come out, so he's going to have good saturation. He's got +1 done. He's putting down a 6 hatch plus the bottom, so he's got 7 hatch. This is starting to feel like him versus DeWalt, where DeWalt had a strong army, just like Bonyth has a strong army right now, but he can't really do anything with it, and it's just going to allow Trutacz to get bases for free.
Yeah, and this is
Bases
the time
for
of
free.
Like, this is the moment where I think Bonyth might be even trying to take 2 bases at the time, because I don't see him going to attack Trutacz right now, because he might be afraid by the overwhelming number of Hydralisks, and going for 2 bases and 4th base with a gas might be a good option for him. But now he grabs some Hydralisks. The storms might be.
Oh, High Templar. Oh.
Those were amazing dodges, and he gets the 2 Templars, and also, at the bottom, he lost all of his Sares. And what do we know about Trutacz? When those Sares die, mutas are coming, so I'm checking all the eggs. Do we have any mutas morphing? Do we even have a Spire? No, we don't have a Spire.
No, we don't have a Spire. All right, never mind. Crisis averted. But no, I feel you. This is what I watched all day yesterday. For quite a few of the KSL qualifier games were Zerg players going mutas against Protoss, and I called it a couple of times, but it is weird. You're not supposed to expect that, and I actually wouldn't be surprised if he threw down a Spire and went into it. But he's already working on Hive, so plenty of things in the future here for Trutacz. But actually, even after losing those High Templar, Bonyth's going for it. He is pushing way out across the map. He does have some reinforced High Templar with a couple Storm DPs.
Yeah, but this SimCity from Trutacz, it's very scary, and this is a lot of zealots, so I don't like attacking on top of this ramp. Very nice storm from Bonyth, but in the same time Trutacz is denying 12 o'clock base, so they're very nice multitasking from him.
Yeah, where can Bonyth attack? The lurkers on the platform are too strong. They're already set up at the bridges. This almost looks identical to him versus DeWalt. He's denied top middle, and behind this he's got his Hive almost done, and you can't let Zerg have 4 base Hive with mass upgrades coming in. He's got 8 hatches. Protoss is about to mine out in their main and their natural pretty soon, so then Protoss is going to be back down on 1 base.
And what are you going to do then? Well, the answer is not a whole lot. So I think, maybe almost the best idea is to pull back and take the 12, but I think Bonyth is correct in thinking he's got to do some damage.
You need to utilize this energy from the storms. Cast 4 good storms and then leave. Kill 20 Hydralisks. That might be his idea.
Yeah, I can get behind that one.
Oh, juicy storm.
Oh man, Bonyth, if he's gonna go, he's gotta go now, because there's a bunch more lurkers morphing. The Zealots in the front taking so much damage, and Trutacz is gonna push this back.
Yeah, man, it's so hard to break down this ramp. Like, even though it's low ground versus high ground, like the Dragoon's range isn't that big. I'm watching on the other side of the map, and I saw the Gravitic booster upgrade. I thought it was scout speed, but it's observer speed. There's also shuttle speed on the way as well. I thought that was scout speed as well. It also wasn't scout speed, so never mind, guys. Crisis averted. We're just having speed upgrades for the normal things, but that does mean that Bonyth is really starting to pump out a lot of key upgrades. It's going to be going for Reavers after this, and it's building 10 Zealots at a time to continue to fuel this Protoss death ball.
And I remember when you said yesterday, guys, that you are missing the Reaver into the army composition, into long game army composition from our Protosys, and I think Bonnie was watching the stream because today right now he's adding the Reavers already, and it's 15 minutes of a game.
It's just so hard to deal with Zerg late game that you need to have something that just sits there and does AoE damage for you. You don't really have to pay attention to it. You just load up the Scarabs. But here comes Trutacz again, trying to deny this fourth base. Luckily, Bonyth is taking mid-left at the same time, so he's guaranteed to get one base. But Trutacz looks fantastic. He's got so many upgrades going for his Zerg, and I'm watching Bonyth forge. Okay, he has got them both spinning. They weren't spinning a moment ago. But he has +3 coming in. He's starting to get armor upgrades. That's what he needs.
I'm waiting. I'm watching intently, with bated breath, you could say, because there's a couple of key things about to happen. One, Trutacz is going to cold slam this 12 o'clock base, and at the same time, Bonyth is going to try to do something similar by pushing across the middle of the map. But I think Trutacz is going to have a slightly better time of this. Lurkers are burrowing on the high ground. The Zerglings are getting on top of the cannons. One cannon goes down. The second cannon, it looks like, will barely die. No! Saved.
Yeah, Trutacz just barely doesn't have enough to bust top middle, and if you keep leading lanes like this, you know, Protoss is going to go from having 3 base to 5 base all of a sudden. There's the Dark Swarm. It will prevent this attack for now, but I am getting a little worried for Trutacz because, again, just like versus the wall, it's not like we have all of bottom right. He's also only on 4 base.
It's even like Bonnie is having one more base than Trutacz, so he should take like bottom right or some base with a gas because his main and natural will also be mined out. Maybe not very soon, but his main is almost mined out. So he should think about another base, especially that Bonnie thought about it twice already.
Yep, I heard Shuttle just load something. We gotta ask, what is this drop? We've got a Reaver, Templar, DT. We got everything. But he's
every
done
broken Protoss unit.
Yeah, every single broken Protoss unit. The only thing that could make it worse is if you mix in an Arbiter with it and cloak everything. Here comes a Doom drop. Trutacz to mid-left, but I think it's gonna get shut down.
This is a lot of cannons. There's a Defiler there, so that's actually really good. But there's quite a few Zealots here. Half of them are AFK though, so you probably gotta move
This Reaver
those.
shot might be so bad because he transferred all the drones from the natural, but oh my god, he killed so many drones. And the main base.
Oh, crazy good shot. 17 kills on that Reaver. 21
already.
Blackjack for that Reaver. Oh my gosh, this is just great. Oh, he's out of Scarabs. You forgot to rebuild them. Okay, never mind. But still, incredible Reavers. That's all right. Sick, you did it.
Rapid. We went from having 4 base saturation for Zerg to there's 0 in the main. Okay, he's got a bunch at the third now. Oh my god, the power of the hatcheries. Full drone cycles out of almost every single one. But Bonyth not relenting with the pressure. Now he's going to try and bust middle. And just like yesterday with Dragon Circers, there's no support here. So he can definitely bust through this.
Yeah, it's just a storm on everything. And behind this, he's got 2 bases up that he desperately needed. The 9 and 12, it just keeps getting better and better for Bonyth. Even if he loses this entire gateway force, he has like upwards of like 12 gateways, so he's gonna be okay. We'll make another army, don't worry.
Yeah, he have resources and the production to make it, and he's also adding another robotics facility, so he will pump the rivers from 2 robots. And the army, the Protoss can build such a powerful army with the Archons, with the rivers, that in the late game is very hard to fight against it with Zerg units.
Yeah. Oh, it's so hard to fight. Well, all I know is I'm watching Bonyth build Reavers and I like it. So I think there's some correlation there between him and winning the game. A sick plague on the almost the entire army there that Trutacz had out, or Bonyth had out on the map. But storms are gonna push the Zerg back, and eventually the Protoss will be able to kind of push through here. Wow, I don't know. Bonyth is just really on point, and you can tell if he's able to play these longer macro games. That's really where he feels at home.
Yeah, and his reactions have been great. Like, he just got caught out of position, and still the Templar got off 2 perfect storms on top of all the lurkers. And Trutacz, he's gonna be in desperation mode. You see him constantly sending lings nonstop, but really they're not getting anything done. Sure, the plague is great, but we don't even need these Dragoons, really. Bonyth is transitioning into that super late game, the cost-effective units, the Reavers, the Mass Archons, you know, the Stormcasters like Dark Archon and stuff. And he's got tons of shuttles. He's got his upgrades coming in. Really, all Bonyth has to do is find bottom right, which he has found. This DT is going to kill it.
Yeah, he almost killed it. Did he kill 12 drones? Oh, this is from the past.
Yeah. Yeah, no. It's I think it's the last DT that had 11 kills. Now it's just got 12 and 13. So yeah, one DT kills the 5th base, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5th base.
Bonyth is everywhere.
Man.
He's dropping in the main
crazy.
at the natural, and he's attacking the 3rd.
Holy cow! What? There's still that lonely shuttle from that epic Reaver drop earlier that's chilling out. But yeah, there's a Reaver down in the natural. Or the 3rd. That's gonna get shut down. The Zealots in the main. Trutacz is just starting to fall apart.
The Zealots are still alive in the main, gonna kill tons of drones. And the Gateway army, it's very weak in the middle of the map, but it's still there, which draws the attention from Trutacz. How is Bonyth max? Because look at his army. It's really tiny, but we're at 180? How's that possible?
I'm trying
My
to
thing
count
is, like,
his
you know...
probes. Yeah. Excuse me, Mr. Rapid.
No, I'm counting those probes. I'm just like, okay, well, that's quite a few. Well, actually, he doesn't have that. Okay, he's maynarding quite a few of them across the map. But I was just to say, you know, I thought Bisu was in the military, man. I didn't know he moved to Poland to play. Like, this is just unreal. Because like the thing about this is like it takes fortitude to play against Bonyth, because he is just not going to stop. He's going to have epic Reaver drops everywhere. He's shutting down your bases. He's killing your workers, and you have to somehow say, okay, I can still play this game, because most players can't. And I think that is a testament to the Trutacz, that he still is able to sort of navigate this game, but he is maybe not in quite a good spot, down 80 supply.
I think this is going to be the killing blow, because now Bonyth isn't even using the Reavers to harass. He's now mixed it in with his army, and this is the army that I like with Protoss, because how do you ever engage the Reaver? Well, I guess if they're out in front
Like that.
Oh my god,
But-
these Reavers are so good.
It lives with 2 HP. Okay, Bonyth, I get it. You're good. Oh, you don't have to prove it. Okay, play for the moral victory. But there's more where that came from, and honestly, another big plague here could be even bigger. Whoa! Gets most of it. A couple of plague Archons, that's not going to really do a whole lot, but look at these storms. Oh, so good.
Yeah, despite being down so much supply, Trutacz is trading really well. He's down 70 supply. He's got his hatchery at bottom right. He's got a Nidus there, so he's able to transfer. He's got lurkers already set up. So it seems like we are setting up into that long, epic split map scenario, unless Bonyth can find some hole to just go kill Trutacz. But Trutacz, he's just, I don't know how he does it. He's just somehow holding on.
It's like Jack at the end of Titanic. Like, we don't know how he's clinging to that, you know, piece of driftwood that can only support one person, but he's somehow holding on.
Oh, but if Bonnie will kill this bottom right base, it will be disaster for Trutacz, because this is most important base in his entire economy. Like,
Yeah.
oh, and he's trying
Well,
to.
Bonyth storms are finally going to run out. I think he's got 2 more. Yeah, 1, 2, and oh, he stormed his own observer. Ugh, that's not the way you're supposed to do it. But I guess he doesn't need one. Man, Bonyth's army is so good. Look at Bonyth's upgrades. It's 3, 2, 1.
I'm looking at the kills on these Archons. There's one with 37 and 24 on the
37!
other. Like, they don't care about this Zerg army. Jeez,
There's a
man.
38 kill Archon. Holy cow, that thing is good. And it's regenerating shields. Nyokin, listen to this. Listen to this. The unit heals itself.
I don't want to hear that. That's ugly.
I love telling Terran players about the things that their race doesn't do. It's amazing. We're still at 38. A couple of 0 kill Archons coming in. Those kids don't know, man. Back in my day, in order to become Executor, we needed to kill 40 plus units in a game. Wow, I don't know. I think if you get 40 kills on an Archon, that's how you catch Mew in Pokemon Blue or something. I don't know. It's one of those secrets we gotta unlock. Hey, Lurker's hatching. Are they here in time? The good spine shots are gonna go off, but Archons don't really care that. So this is just gonna be devastation across the Zerg Nation. And even though there's some plague coming down, yeah, I think Bonyth's gonna be still in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, this is probably the most powerful army Protoss can have. Archons, Weavers, Dark Templars, and Storms. It's just Arbiter missing, and Scouts, of course.
Yeah, maybe some carriers mixed in there. You just got a little bit of everything. This is the salt sprinkle on top for the extra flavor of what is going to be an epic Protoss victory at the hands of Bonyth. What an incredible game. And I feel like we've really gotten a chance to see the hallmark styles of both of our players. Trutacz is just like, no, you die now. And kills him by running past the wall in game 1. Game 2 is Bonyth playing this 25-minute epic saga. Like this is Bonyth writing like Dune and you know A Clockwork Orange and all these epic books with his Protoss play. Just really killing it. And I think Trutacz is probably going to tap out here any second. There it is. Yep, GG. Trutacz ends the game, and wow, Bonyth just what a legend. Ties the series up at 1-1.
Yeah, and that's basically how I imagine Protoss versus Zerg. What Protoss should go for is you gateway man for a while, but then you got to get those cost-efficient units, the Reavers, the Archons, and then when you combine it with somebody like Bonyth who can control the Reavers so well, it's just a nightmare for Zerg. That Archon at the end had 45 kills. 45! Like, you just flat out can't ever engage the Reaver, and it just sits there in the back like, I'm gonna kill you and kill you. Like, it's just so cost-effective for Protoss.
It's only 100 minerals unit.
You know, if this game was like made in 2019 by EA, there'd be an achievement for doing that, just to make you feel better about it. Turns out Bonyth's achievement is, oh, by the way, being a badass and just winning games in general. So, you know, truly the real source of happiness and self-worth comes from within. So I'm glad we're learning these lessons from Bonyth and his 45 kill Archon. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, that's my analysis of game number 2. I thought that was super epic. Like, I maybe there was a better way or a faster way to close that out, but I felt like this is Trutacz. He was not giving up at any step. He canceled that the third base, the fourth base, and he's just like continually making it so hard for Bonyth to get extra bases up. And then I think like there's that epic drop where the Reaver kills like an entire base worth of units, and you're like, whoa, okay. And so Trutacz kind of has to, like, you know, he gets stunned a little bit, and it's harder to get out on the map, and Bonyth's able to take a couple of extra bases and get himself into a good spot.
Yeah, the Reaver definitely changed the flow of the game, because Bonyth was struggling to get his 4th and 5th base, and then all of a sudden this Reaver comes in, and now he's got both of them up all at once. And really the only, I guess, mistake I would say for Trutacz is we just didn't get bottom right fast enough.
Yeah,
and then Bonyth just started going haywire. Like, none of his units died. Plagues were great, but it doesn't matter when Archons just sit in the front, kill everything.
And whenever I'm seeing that Bonnie is having speed shuttle, it looks like he's having 10% more to win this game, because his usage of multitasking of a speed shuttle. And I think this win from Bonnie means that we will see the Kaiseris for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Wow. All right. I mean, the next map is Sylphid, though, so this is also a little bit interesting because, you know, 3 players. It's got you know, all of the other bases outside the main and natural are kind of vulnerable unless you want to take like a mineral only, but it's still kind of a harder map to play on. So I don't know what to expect here, but I'm excited to watch it.
Okay, so let's go. Ready. Let's go to the game number 3 of BSL6 Grand Finals. With me is Mr. Naok and Mr. Rapid. Don't forget to go and follow these guys.
All right, here we are. Welcome everybody to the BSL Season 6 Grand Finals. We are here getting into our 3rd game in the 12 o'clock location, spawning in the white as Protoss, our Polish player Bonyth.
And in the bottom right, we've got the best Polish Zerg. It is Trutacz. So what do you think we should expect from Trutacz this time, Zero? We know that the Gateway expand is coming from Bonyth, but what about Trutacz?
He played very aggressively. I would say that he might go for 12 hatch right now. Or even 11 hatch, because you might assume that Bonnie will go for gateway first. And personally, I think that 12 pool and 11 hatch are the best counters to their gateway first. So I would like to see 11 hatch from Trutacz. I wouldn't mind that.
So are we going to get macro? Is it going to be an aggressive follow-up? I personally think maybe last game we were maybe a little too aggressive from Trutacz. Remember, he opened with 9 pool speed, and Bonyth recovered very well. Like, his tech was on point. He transitioned out of it great. And I feel like maybe Trutacz now we don't need to be so aggressive in the early game, because he also transitioned very well, and he was so close to denying Bonyth's 4th and 5th base. So I think that I think this game is definitely going to be a macro game from Trutacz.
Yeah, I would agree, and I think that there's definitely ways where Trutacz wins macro games. I think if he had been able to like secure a 5th base or get that corner base up and running, then obviously he's going to be in a much better spot. And Bonyth knows it too. But all I need in my life is a Scout Reaver game. So I doubt that we're going to see that on Sylphid. So we can just X16 and replay it, get into the next game. No. I'm excited for this, because I do think that Trutacz is going to want to play a longer game. Because it's not every game you're going to be able to run by a Protoss player's wall and kill his cannon.
But I think Kaiseris is a map good for the scout, because you have a temples and you can make an expansion over there and secure it with the scouts. So maybe there is still a potential for that build.
Yeah, and that's for sure. That's why I like that map. It's it's a weird map, and if you have the drop ability, you can take a base pretty fast. And what you just said about the potential to run by, this is Sylphid. Look at the pathway on the right side of the gateway. That you can't build a pylon there. So Trutacz may go for it. He started gas. I don't see a second hatch. He just started his second hatch. So I thought we were gonna have macro. This seems to me like we might have another speedling bust or potentially 2 hatch Hydra. I'm not sure, because the hatch is so late that can really 1 hatch lings bust through. But look at Bonyth's base. This is a game where he hasn't put the forge down. He's gotten a bit greedy here. It's a 3rd zealot out before the forge. There's definitely potential. There's speed. The Trutacz going for it again.
Ooh, I love this. So Trutacz just figured out, I think, by kind of watching a lot of Bonyth's playstyle. Wait a second. This is the timing that he's super weak on, and I totally agree, because he keeps going for gateway. Like, if you have a forge opener and you build cannon before Nexus, then this does 0 damage. But yeah, gateway openers are a little bit risky if you don't know that this is coming.
But if he will scout the number of links with the probe, it will give some... Yeah, and now he will scout how many links there are. So now he should know that he should immediately turn around and maybe try to fill in the gaps in the wall and try to start the cannon as quickly as it's possible.
Yeah, I don't actually like that play by Bonyth. Or by Trutacz. He could have hidden the lings. Like, you know where the probe is coming from. It's not a mystery. You just move the lings out of the probe path, let it come by, and then Bonyth has his zealots out on the map. Now, don't get it twisted. This is still a little bit rough. The game is going to take a lot of damage here, and hopefully Bonyth doesn't lose that. Obviously, that would be a pretty bad way to start off this 3rd game.
Oh, but 2 zealots barely hurt. Yeah, but 2 of them are almost die, and when the gateway will go down, it will be much easier to surround the zealots with the links.
Yeah, but actually that opens up enough surface area to where the zealots can really actually get a lot of damage done. Actually, he killed off 2 of those zealots almost immediately. Trutacz lings deal twice as much damage as normal lings. I'm convinced. And he's gonna get behind this, kill off the cannon, and this is going from bad to worse.
There's no gateway anymore. There's 1 zealot, and more lings are coming across the map. I don't know how Trutacz busted with 1 hatch production, but he's done it. And now, just like the blockchain game, these lings, if this cannon gets up, unless the cannon is focus firing the lings in the back, the cannon's gonna go down. He may even get the pylon. He's focusing it.
Well, if he gets the pylon, this is actually game over. But it's still on half health. Pylons are pretty tanky, so The Lynx getting through, though, is actually still pretty rough. They're going to target down the cannon and cancel it again. This is not a cannon, it's a cannot, and that's it. GG, Bonyth taps out. Trutacz does it again. I take it all back. You can run through the wall over and over again. How does he do that? That's so sick. He's punking one of the best players in the world right now.
Do you think, guys, that Trutacz will make Bonnie believe that one gateway is not the best and will start the game with a Forge, finally?
Dude, this is what happens when you do the same build over and over again. This is why, like, Zerg players, when they overpool every single game, a lot of Protosses will see that and then find a map where you can 12 Nexus against that. And you're just going overpool because you're stuck in autopilot. And I think that, yeah, the gateway expanded is something that Trutacz has just figured out. Wait a second, no, this is the rush distance. This is the time where you have your zealots here. And he just goes for it. And it was scouted too. Maybe not super fast, but he saw the Zerglings coming. He pulled the zealots back in the wall and he still lost.
Yeah, I think that we're just building too many zealots before the Forge now because I'm not a Protoss player. I'm not sure if that's just standard Forge timing, but it looks like it's just too late. To build 3 or 4 is a little bit too much versus a player like Trutacz. But that build from Trutacz I think was pretty genius because when you get your hatch delayed so long, what makes you think that one hatch Ling is going to beat 5 zealots that are already out with a wall with a cannon coming behind it? It's not a lot of production, so I think it was pretty genius because Bonyth also recognizes that, like, there's no way you can bust me, right? You just don't have any units. But Trutacz made it work somehow.
And he didn't. He even did scout it with the probe, so he should be prepared for that. And yeah, it was a bigger shot than he expected.
Well, I mean, let's take Tai2's advice and control ourselves. It's a best of 7. So the games continue, right? Just because we've got one player up 2-0, like there's still a lot of games left to play. There's bigger and better maps out there, and the potential for Scout Reaper still survives. So a true victory is still in the works. I don't know what Bonyth really needs to do other than, I mean, the simple answer is just, you know, Forge expand. But I think one of the key characteristics to Bonyth's playstyle and PvZ specifically is to get the Zealots out and take an early tempo lead in the game and kind of dictate the pace there. And maybe he can do that on Heartbeat.
Yeah, because this is our next map, and this is also a good map for scouts because there are 4 island bases. It's relatively easy to snipe the probes from mining from the bottom, from the low ground. So maybe it's not the best map for that, but overall, Heartbeat is not very known map, and I don't know what to expect it. And who is the favorite? Is it a Zerg favorite or Protoss favorite map?
Yeah, Heartbeat's weird. I don't know totally what to expect. I would say
Thank
that
you for BSL
maybe
and
Protoss
especially
favorite. Depends on what style you want to
You
play.
are the
Like
man.
one of these games, Bonyth's gonna have to pull out the one base Reaver drop with a speed shuttle. Like just get it out of the way, do it, take your free win, and get on with your life. I'm just kind of kidding because it is such an iconic Bonyth build, but he's got to sort of figure out a way to, like, okay, I don't die to this one early aggressive build, and you know there's a whole lot of other stuff to not die to as well. But I think certainly you got to kind of cross this one off the list because Trutacz seems to really like this as a way to punish Bonyth for this gateway expand.
Yeah, he found a way, and if Bonnie will go for the fast expansion, we might see a Forge first for the first time. It would be incredible. I don't know if Bonnie even know how to play that. Like with a Forge first.
he sees other Protosses play and he's like, so you get a Forge first. It's like, okay, all right, and then all right, cannons, all right, and he's like writing down the build order because he just has never done that. No, I'm sure obviously he knows that, but it will be interesting to see if the 2 losses that he's taken specifically to going gateways into the speedling build, if that makes him change the way that he plays.
Yeah. Okay, so forward map is a Heartbeat. If you're ready, guys, we can go directly to the game.
All right, well, my South Korean internet's downloading this map 1 pixel at a time, so if you'll give me a second to finish up the map download, eventually I'll be able to load into the game. But yeah, this is game number 4 in our best of 7 finals, guys. Spread the word. BSL grand finals are just they're just the sickest. So you know, it's you clip the epic moments, share them, post them for free karma, whatever you gotta do. there's going to be a lot of moments like this out there. So I'm done downloading the map one pixel at a time. I'm ready to go for our 4th map on Heartbeat. All right, welcome everybody to the 4th game in this epic best of 7 BSL Season 6 Grand Finals. In the upper left-hand corner, in the yellow, it's our Polish Zerg player Trutacz.
And in the bottom right, we've got the orange Protoss. He's down 2-1. It is Bonyth. And I think if we're going to see Reaver Sair or Reaver Scout or whatever, I agree that this is most likely going to be the map because you get the island fast. It's not just an island with mineral only. There's a gas there. 4th base is pretty close. So if Bonyth is going to pull it out, I imagine this has got to be it. And there's the gateway expand again. Not going to be a forge.
Oh yeah. Maybe
Well,
it's
sometimes, things, history repeats itself. What is that? The definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I mean, that's a little bit of a joke because obviously Bonyth, the reason Bonyth's losing is not because he builds a gateway first. It's because Trutacz is just really, really good at punishing this style. So I think what Bonyth is just telling himself is like, okay, just play better, basically. And I think he's absolutely capable of doing that.
Yeah, because I'm sure that he knows how to react into the certain things when he's going for gateway first. So it's just the small mistakes. That's why he's losing the games. And this one gateway pressure, it's definitely extremely good build. I'm wondering, maybe Trutacz is thinking what I thought, that maybe this time Bonyth will go for gateway first, for forge first, and that's why he's going for the 12th hatch. And let's hope there will be pool, not a 3rd hatchery after this.
Yeah, I mean, Trutacz is no stranger to the 3 hatch before pool builds, but there's the pool coming down. So, yeah, it's a little bit delayed. It's not the over pool like we're used to seeing, but I like that he's at least trying to mix it up a little bit, get that tiny edge.
So first zealot coming out now. Trutacz has not seen it just yet. He's scouted top right and bottom left, and he is coming in pretty soon. He's going to confirm the zealot again. This time, how much damage will Bonyth get done? If you remember last game on Sylphid, he didn't move the zealot across the map. Look at this probe control. Already got 1 drone down to half health, and the gas timing for Trutacz, this is going to be pretty standard layer timing coming in from him.
Yeah. The probe is still going to survive. There's nothing that's going to push that back. It's like, Zerglings, what are Zerglings? Doesn't have to worry about those for a while. Good to see the pool pop, and obviously get a pretty good idea about everything that is on the way. I don't think that you can necessarily expect to get all of this information normally, but this is what a game looks like that Bonyth takes over from minute 1 with this gateway expand. He's got the Zealot and the probe in the mineral line, hidden drones. The Zergling's going to pop, but uh-oh. For some reason, map designers like to put a spot behind the minerals for Zealots to run, so blame those guys.
Do you think this ramp will come into play at the entrance of the base? Oh, Zealot, oh, it already got picked off. So a bit of a blunder from Bonyth, and now this Zealot is really exposed. He's got to turn. There it is. He's going into the ramp now. No, he's not. I thought he might try and sync up the probe and the Zealot on top of a ramp. It would be super cost efficient.
Oh, loses the probe. This is going from bad to worse. All right, Bonyth. Time to head out. This is not the way. This is not the way.
Trutacz is doing it again. He's got speed.
Yeah, but at least Bonyth scouted that. Bonyth scouted that he's not mining gas, so he should at least be prepared for mass links from Trutacz. He shouldn't surprise him again with that build.
Well, you say that, but he had scouted speed before and still died to it. So he's gonna know that that's on the way. And but I mean, this is gonna be a much later timing, right? You're gonna have cannons up for this.
Oh, yeah,
there's no way it works this time. And Trutacz, I think he realizes that he's just taking a third base behind it. I don't expect him to build more lings. Yeah, he is droning. The lings are just going to have speed and he's going to get map control like he just did on Circuit Breaker. But you can see Bonyth a little scared. He pulled off multiple probes. Now he's sending out another one. With Overlord, solid probe move out. And look at Trutacz on top of it already. He's going to kill it immediately. Maybe?
This is the best thing you can do. If you deny Protoss from scouting, we saw that in the game too, when Bonnie didn't have scouting, he made 3 blind cannons because he didn't know what he's facing. And now it should work for Trutacz because he has speedlings.
Yeah, and Bonyth also doesn't have a Zealot out on the map, so he can't even confirm that there's a hatchery at bottom left, and Trutacz has been aggressive the whole day, so you start thinking, well, what is this? Is this going to be a Hydra bus? What's going on? So what is Bonyth's response going to be being in the dark? It looks like it's just going to be standard play again. We've got Stargate coming down. I imagine the Citadel should be coming down pretty soon. Is that going to be a Citadel?
I think it is, yeah. All right, so we are going to see Citadel and Stargate finishing up. I think this looks pretty stock standard from Bonyth. Haven't seen anything super weird. Although, honestly, I am a little bit, like, I do wish that we had early Robo tech on one of these games. But, I mean, it's hard to, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you got a good Protoss build, just keep doing it. And I think that's what Bonyth is showing here.
Yeah, there's no reason to fix such a strong build like he's shown. And we've got the Stair coming out. I'm trying to find, is the Spire anywhere? I don't see a Spire, so this is again going to be tons of Hydras coming out for Trutacz. There's only 4 hatches so far. He's already started speed, so it seems like he wants to bust again.
I don't know if this is the way, though. Like I said, I mean, he's got speed. He's got Hydras on the way. It's not like it's a bad build, but it's certainly one that is going to you know, require a lot of things to sort of coalesce. First of all, Trutacz can't get in with this Corsair and, like, well, I guess he's going to see it, but what's the reaction behind this? He's going to have to throw up a bunch of cannons, but, I mean, that +1 upgrade's only halfway done.
Yeah, and this is a lot of Hydras. This is not 6 Hydra fake. He's got 12 more coming. Now he started droning behind it. He may just be trying to pick off that Forge and back off. Bonyth's got a DT coming out, but the Overlord's already in position almost. So I don't think that this DT is really going to do much. And we can see Bonyth in scramble mode because he's putting down 5 cannons.
Yeah, that is actually a lot of cannons, but you know, it's about the dance with the Zealots. They're trying to move in, move out, and actually deal damage to these Hydras. Picking off a couple already, or at least one and some lings. But the Forge dies. There's no +1 for these Zealots.
Yeah, this is huge.
Yeah. The DT just popped and has already lost half his health. The Sair really hasn't done anything. It hasn't gotten a single kill. It's already low health, so he's got to be careful about that. And because he's built so many cannons, we don't have that huge gateway flood from Bonyth. That means he's not going to be able to put pressure back on to Trutacz. The DT is already low. It can't get out. So this seems like just an amazing position for Trutacz. I don't know how Bonyth gets back into it. Well, you can see the desperation. He's got a Robo already started. He may already have decided he's got to trade as cost effectively as possible.
Yeah, the Robo is absolutely something that makes sense. Storm is way late, so you're definitely going to have to watch out for that. DT out. It escaped. Oh, the last 9 HP on that DT. Let it get out freely. So DT out on the map, which is certainly a scary thing. But more importantly, Bonyth holds. He's okay. He did lose the Forge, which sucks, so he's going to have to wait a while for that +1 upgrade, but it's back up and running in the main. And the game goes on, but I think it's in a super good spot for Trutacz right now. He's got Spire almost all the way done. I would not be a bit surprised to see me this.
Especially that he sees that there is only one Corsair. Fortunately for Bonnie, he scouted that the Spire is almost up, so he should add... Oh, he's already immediately adding more Corsairs. So, and he started the range for the Dragoons, so he might be ready, but the Mutas, even if you know that they are coming, they can snipe your high tempers and sometimes you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, totally true. And I'm a bit surprised that this is an observatory for Bonyth. I thought we might get the Reaver play going already and try and just trade as effective as we could, but he's got other things in mind. We've got 8 gate going up. He's got his Dragoons getting upgraded. He's built an additional Sair, but not massive amounts of Sair. So I think, like you said, Rapid, as soon as, yeah, there's the Mutas. They're coming out.
Mutas coming in, and that also makes, if you are going into Reaver play, the Shuttle Reaver a lot less effective, because not only Scourge but Mutas are going to be coming after you. So yeah, what does Bonyth do from here? Because he still has not found a way to get this third base up, and he's really kind of stuck in the natural expansion with all these cannons, High Templars, everything's just sort of trying to make this airtight. But with the Mutas coming in to snipe the High Templar, and hello?
Is it me?
Zero?
Oh, it's...
No, it's Zero.
It's me.
I have Rapid dropping.
Oh, me too. I have Mr. Rapid.
Okay, it says Zero on my screen. All right, I think we're back maybe a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's working fine.
All right, crisis averted. All right, we saved esports. Well, the game continues, but like I said, Bonyth needs to find a way to bust out and get a third base.
But how he will defend against these 6 Mutas and 2 Scourges? There is only two Scourge cells. And, oh, 1 Scourge, excuse me. Oh, but the storm might be crucial. Oh.
That was a perfect storm, but you've got to be worried about more Mutas, because you can be pretty sure that Bonyth watched those games yesterday, and Trutacz, as soon as the Mutas started coming out, they didn't stop coming. He just kept building more. That's exactly what he's doing here. He's built more Mutas. He saw it's still only 1 Stargate, so he's going to continue making the Mutas. But look at this. We've got another Dark Archon.
Okay, all right. I really love this, because it is something that's kind of starting to come back. At first, you saw like the weirder Protoss players experimenting with it, but now like DeWalt's doing it, Bonyth's doing it, and that means it's. I don't know if this is mainstream yet, but it is something that is a really good way to deal with these Mutas, because you have to find some way to protect your High Templar late game, because the Mutas like kamikaze the High Templar, and it doesn't matter if they all die, because you need storms to stay alive against Mass Hydra.
Yeah, indeed, if you can keep Zergs from killing these High Templars by having only 1 Dark Archon, that's a great move, and I was waiting for that, like, to come into the regular meta, and I hope it will be more and more frequent that we will see Dark Archon in play.
Well, Bonyth is on a timer, because he's putting down even a 9th gate now that he got his island expansion denied. And if we look at the main, we're approaching 300 to 400 minerals on each patch. That means he's going to mine out very soon, even the natural getting low. But that's not the case for Trutacz. He's got another main base. This is not Circuit Breaker, where he took a close third. He's got 10 hatches now. He's going crazy in the supplies. He's within 10 supply.
Oh my god, yeah, that's definitely a scary spot to be in. Well, I mean, I do think that the Mutas are kind of the big question to answer. Maelstrom is done. Let me check. Is there 150 energy on this? Or no, that's for Queens. Yeah, he's got enough for Maelstrom here. So we're waiting, we're watching.
But the Mutas are in the main base, so Dark Archon is useless.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right. I thought he was going to kill the High Templar, but he's actually just going to go for all the probes.
That's so smart.
Trutacz playing it perfect. The power of mobility. I see you out of position, I just go into the main. I know that you don't have a lot of Sairs. And what does Bonyth do? A lot of times when you're in this position, if you turn around, you lose. If you attack, you lose. You're essentially all in, and this Nexus might go down. He's turning around, but I don't think he can turn around. Like, the Mutas are just going to leave, and Trutacz is going to start massing up huge amounts of units. Hive almost done. He's got his 4th base going now. Bonyth
Also, they
has... Yeah.
No, I was just saying, these Mutas, like, they're not being microed at all. So Trutacz is not committing to Muta micro, because he actually could have killed the Dragoons that came to kill the Mutas. It's 11 Mutas. Like, those things will kill, like, 5 to 6 Dragoons that come to hurt you. Like, Dragoons are not that great. So, I'm still waiting for this Dark Archon to really come into its own. But with the way the base architecture is here, with these sort of island thirds, is just this huge areas where Dark Archons are just going to be way bad. Like really, really bad, because they can't get there.
Yes, I think Bonyth has recognized that, well, I'm never going to get this island base. It doesn't seem like he's going to get a third base at all. He's got a probe going mid right, but I think his best chance is to just go now. If he waits any longer, Hive's done. Adrenaline 50%. This is it for Bonyth. He's got to make this work. And Trutacz is just getting too big.
Well, I think Trutacz is like an American bank. Like, they're too big to fail. It's just so crazy. Look at what he's doing. He's got forces to the south protecting his bases, and the forces in the north near that heart that are going to come in for the surround here. Now, the Dark Archon is protected. It's back in the back. It's got full energy.
Look at the Nexus in the main base. Look at the Nexus in the main base.
Oh
He's trying to snipe it.
Oh, no. The Nexus on 50 HP. It's gonna go down. The dude get it with their last little tiny glaive worms. And so now Bonyth really has to get damage done.
His army is really strong. He's got tons of goons. He's got the Dark Archon still alive. He's got a sizable amount of lings. But the problem is he's busting. He's trying to attack into so many lings. There's also tons of units in the back. And Adrenaline has kicked in at this point. Is Bonyth going to break through? This is make or break for him.
There is only one High Templar over here. Only one Storm left.
He has one Storm. Okay, well, it's going to have to be the one Storm to rule them all. It does get a bunch of the lings here, but these are cracklings. Look at the Maelstrom. It does nothing. It stops a couple cracklings in the back, and that is the most useless Dark Archon. Apologize for existing. It is, I guess it does have another Maelstrom, but, you know, it's still just not that useful.
So Bonyth is going to get cleaned up. He doesn't have any army left, and Trutacz is going to go up 3-1. I can't see Bonyth recovering from this.
No, this is it. After you lose that army with no third base. All right, 6-second Maelstrom. Like, we get it. You built the unit, but that is it. Wow, what a way to go up 3-1. And, you know, honestly, I thought that a 4-0 was basically impossible, and I think we're starting to see that, yes, that is the case. But a 4-1 victory is still incredible. Trutacz just cannot be stopped. The madman.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't know what you do from Bonyth's point of view at this point, because we've gotten all in and lost. We've played a macro game and lost. What was the one game we won? The Circuit Breaker game.
Yeah, the big, long macro game. Yeah.
It was maybe a little too aggressive from Trutacz, and it still went macro, and just barely Bonyth held on. So I don't know what you do. Like, this Trutacz looks like a monster.
Oh yeah. And he's having 6-1 score against two best Protosses in the whole foreigner scene. So that's pretty impressive.
I think ZVP might be a good matchup. Don't quote me on that one. Yeah.
I will never say that. It's a little bit better than ZVT. Or maybe ZVT is that bad of a matchup. Maybe that's the question we should ask.
Okay, all right. Well, let's not get too political here. But I do think that certainly for Trutacz, I don't want to say it's his best matchup, but he's making a strong case for that. And honestly, for Bonyth, you know, I feel for Bonyth because he is super, ultra, mega, giga, double chocolatey 2-star general talented. Like, he's just way, way, way good. But this early aggression is really kind of pushing his buttons in a way that he can't deal with. And even when he is allowed to sort of play the game his way, getting this third base is just so hard. That Muta switch just, so good. Trutacz is he's just such a god.
And he's never doing that blindly. He's doing that when he sees that Protoss is overcommitting into some kind of like fast expansion, mass gateways, mass zealots, or something like that. That's even smarter. So that's very impressive. And
wow, our
next map will be Kaiseris. So this is our last hope, probably, because in the also in the way of an Eddy there are islands, but Kaiseris is having huge potential for Scouts river play.
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned that earlier, and then again, because maybe you just go for it, right? You're like, well, nothing else I'm doing is working. I gotta pull out this weird build. It's a really, really cool one when you know how to really pilot it, and Bonyth is one of the best players at that build specifically. So I've been hyping it up. I want to see it. All I really want to see is Bonyth win a game to continue the series, keep it going on, because these games are sick.
Okay, so are you ready, guys, to go and see
ready.
Game number 5? Okay, let's go. Kaiseris is waiting.
All right, here we are. The map is Caceres, and in the upper left-hand corner, in the teal or malachite color, this is Bonyth.
And in the top middle, he's one win away from winning it all. It is Trutacz. And Rapid, this is not just Caceres. This is Caceres with horizontal spawns.
That's
this is
true.
what I've been looking for. So
Trutacz is scouting the correct direction, which means he like usually Zerg. It takes a while for them to get info, but here like the Overlord spawns in Bonyth's base. It's just so crazily close.
Yes.
It will be main base. It will be main base for sure. Yeah. So he's doing that again. He did it against Dragon and he lost. I think.
Yeah, actually, you're right. So I mean, he's gonna try it again. I think it makes a little bit of sense, but watch this Overlord. Like, this is it's like Trutacz doesn't need this big of an advantage. Like, he could wait a little bit. But
this pylon is forward, so as soon as he sees the pylon, he may turn it around, and Bonyth may not know. Okay, this is the moment of truth. He's gonna turn around. He sees it. Turn around. Turn around. He doesn't need to see anymore. He knows it's in base. Okay, he's not gonna turn around.
Yeah,
but that would have been a great move to hide it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it looks like Bonyth is going to scout correctly, but yeah, delaying any little bit of information, always a great thing to do. You do need to get the Overlord into a spot where it's not going to like get sniped later on or something like that. But the mission accomplished for both players. They are going to know where each other have spawned. But man, if you can find a way to go mutas on this map versus Protoss, the flight distance is insanely close. Also, Guardians, you build them in your base, they can just shoot to the other base.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be so good. That would have this kind of map, like Bloodbath will be a map.
Oh yeah, it's basically Bloodbath, for sure. Such a stupid map. But I mean, for Caceres, that is one of the kind of cool characteristics, is that even though they're very close by air, they're very far from ground. And if you do spawn like this, you're expanding away from each other, which is kind of a neat characteristic of not a lot of maps.
I wonder if Bonyth is going to deviate his build. I think 100% he was going for Reaver, but now that he's been scouted, you know, this was a 33% chance that Trutacz spawns top, right? So what's Bonyth's response going to be? Is he going to go for a Reaver anyways? I wouldn't blame him if he does something really weird, like goes 3-gate mass goon. Because if he builds one goon, he built it on Circuit Breaker. There's the goon. He pushed the Overlord away. You can assume that Trutacz assumes that this is Reaver, right? So if you come in with a faster goon timing, maybe that's the key to victory for Bonyth.
Yeah, I was thinking about the same thing. When he saw that the Overload, I was thinking that maybe he will switch to 2 gates play, just to not go for this Weaver build, but no, he's going for it. He's going for the Weaver, and Robotics is on the way.
Yeah, anytime, like you were saying earlier, Zero, anytime Bonyth builds a speed shuttle, it feels like his chances to win the game go up by some percent. And I totally agree. Like, honestly, obviously, one basing is a little bit risky. Like, you don't have a whole lot of a fallback plan. But Bonyth, speed shuttles, fast reavers, all of those things sound good to me.
Oh, but he's still not. He didn't scout the layer in the natural of Trutacz, so he's scouting the main base. But he's not aware that the layer is almost done. And if he loses this prop before scouting that, it will be terrible for him.
Come on, little little probe. But no, that wasn't the way. Go the other way. No. All right, so yeah, no scout on that layer in the natural.
Look at Bonyth's build. We have shuttle started. I don't see support bay. We see a second gate. Is this going to be support bay or another gate? Okay, it is support bay. But regardless, this is a committed one base build. This is not one gate Reaver and expand behind it. We may see Reaver in combination with an elevator, and you know, Trutacz has a sunken at his natural, but the main is pretty exposed. Like, you can elevator everywhere.
Yeah, and if there will be like 4 or 5 Mutalisks, you can elevator 4 Dragoons with a range, and it should be enough to... And now he's going for the small drop already.
There he goes. Yeah, but there's no defense for Trutacz. There's 4 lings.
Oh my god, you're right. I actually didn't realize that he had never produced additional lings. I guess you don't really think that you need to once you got the sunken and the lings at the front. You're like, okay, well, I should be okay. But, yeah, here comes the elevator, utilizing the short by air. He's gonna kill the spawning pool? No! You wouldn't!
Yeah, the pool's gonna go down. That means you're not even gonna be able to build Sunkens. He's got a colony building, but this pool's dead. It's so low. Kill it, and then you can't build any more Sunkens. Oh, it needs one more hit.
I think he. Wait, no. Just target it down. No. Just
He
go
got
for it.
greedy.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know why he flew the shuttle away. Like, there's nothing that can shoot air right now. So just pick up your units. Pick up your units. All right. The Zealots died for nothing, but the pool going down is massive. There's 2 mutas on the way, so I'm glad that I did call that there would be mutas here. But I hope that Bonyth can kind of realize that this is coming, because he still hasn't scouted that lair.
And this
The
two
Forge just
scourges.
started.
This two scourges might be so disaster for Bonnie.
Oh
Oh.
no! And it's the slow shuttle. He drops the Reaver. He's gonna get a good first Scarab, and I think the second Scarab. But look, oh, he split one of the Lings away. He's so good. The Reaver survives, but the mutas will kill it off eventually. Oh my god. So crazy how good and bad this game is simultaneously.
The Forge just finished. There's no cannons in the main. He can go attack now. Dragoons, there's not even any Dragoons out. You can tell Bonyth knows that he's in panic mode because he's sending Zealots across the map just to buy time, but the cannon's not up. Trutacz gonna kill. Oh no, he's gonna turn around actually.
What? Okay, he doesn't want to risk it. But I do think that, yeah, there's definitely a chance to get in there, kill some probes, maybe cancel a cannon. The game goes on, though. And, I mean, one of the advantages of one base, you know, that big brain play is that you're less vulnerable to mutas.
You don't have to protect both places, right? When you are playing on one base, you don't have to protect your natural. You just need to protect your main. But overall, I think Trutacz come back because he felt like he's on 2 bases, and it's very comfortable for him. So he can turn around and then try to keep Bonyth from expanding, and he will be fine.
Yeah, and it's not like Bonyth had a Stargate in his main, so Dragoons are really not great versus mutas. You just have to make sure those Zealots don't deal crippling damage. And now he can come back in, start harassing, and Bonyth, he's not able to get an expansion, so he's going to put down a Stargate. And that's going to take a while for the Xayrs to kick in. So Bonyth is pretty all in with this one base, Goon, Reaver Xayr.
Yeah, and Flyer Carapace is almost halfway done. It's about a quarter done right now. So by the time the Corsairs kick in, Flyer Carapace on a control group of mutas, I don't know if Corsairs are going to be too happy about that.
Yeah, the
answer is no, they're not going to be happy.
They're going to essentially be useless. Like, they're going to deal 0 damage, and now we have a sizable amount of mutas. They can, any Dragoon that is separated from the mass will get picked off. If they're outside of the probe range, the probes will get picked off. They're like that one right there. It's almost dead already.
Yeah, but Dragoons are not the answer to mutas. They can be annoying. They can push them back, and with range, they're going to get the shots off. But they're not Corsairs. They're not Size Storm. Not going to be the way that you beat the mutaball.
But maybe this Corsair is a good call from Bonyth, because Trutacz is investing a lot into this Mutalisk, and if somehow he loses this Mutalisk to the Corsairs, it will be a pretty good situation for Bonyth, because he's still having a river.
Well, the thing is, like, it's kind of rare that you see a Protoss player or a Zerg player go this heavily into mutas. Because if you do build up a bunch of Corsairs and you just like bop the mutaball and have nothing behind it, that would be a little bit rough. Actually, just now rebuilding the spawning pool, he just started it up. It's like, I don't need a spawning pool. Who builds Zerglings in this matchup? It's all about the Mutalisks. Yeah.
Oh, also, that's why he turned around, because he didn't have a way to build some links to deny these free Zealots.
Those Xayrs are exposed. If he turns around, no, he's gonna let him go. +1 is about to kick in for his mutas, and then those Xayrs, they're not gonna be dealing much damage. And here come Scourge mixed in, and the Dragoons are all at the natural. He may pounce on that main again, but there are 4 Xayrs, so this is a decent amount. But really, he needs to get like 7 now that they have armor.
Yeah, he's trying to actually get on top of them, but they're dodging the Scourge really, really well. The Dragoons are going to protect the Corsairs, but the Corsairs actually do need to deal with these mutas, or else we're going to see a repeat of the mutas killing the main base.
So impressive micro by Bonyth, very nicely done. I thought he
keeping
died.
these Corsairs alive is way hard, and is he going to lose one? Oh my god, how does he do it without even trying?
Yeah, this army is starting to get scary from Bonyth because even though he's on one base, once you get critical mass goons, which is about 10 to 12, I mean, with a Reaver also, I know that the mutas have +1, but the Sares remain also, so the mutas will evaporate if we can get out 2 more.
Well, I mean, are we going to see the continued Corsair production? We're at 6, and yeah, it's continuing. I don't think it's a mystery that Trutacz is air primary. He's actually getting Fire Carapace level 2, which is definitely not something you see most of the time. Oh, Corsairs, oh, they're going down. A lot of the Scourge actually combine onto one Corsair, so that's not ideal. But let's see how many he has at the end of the day. 4 with another one about to pop out. Waiting. Those Corsairs are actually getting off quite a few shots. I was really surprised, but here we go. He's definitely on top. The Scourge are coming through. They're trying to erase the Corsairs' memory from the universe, and for the most part, they do. Only one survives, and the Dragoons on the ground can't fight the mutas in the air.
No, we've got 10 mutas versus 4 goons, and Bonyth is going to lose the fight. Lost his whole army, so now he can't even think about counterattacking. He's going to have to spend more gas on these Sares, may even get the shuttle and Reaver. No, he's just going to go for the natural, kill off the probes there.
And for a second I thought this is a very good situation for Bonnie because this is 2 base versus 2 base, but Trutacz is very consequent with his harassment, with his attacks, and he's still dealing very like huge damage to Bonnie, and he's having almost no probes in the natural right now.
There's only one cannon in the main, and Bonyth had a good trade last time, but these Sares, they can't fight anymore. And that's allowing the mutas to just reign supreme on the probe line, killing so many probes, getting all the probes on gas. Only 6 remaining for Trutacz. Look, now he's streaming in Lings into the front.
Yeah, I mean, he finally has a spawning pool again, so why not build Lings out of it? And this is, I think, going to be kind of the death knell tolling for Bonyth here. Trutacz has just played every single game in the series absolutely masterfully. I think he's going to close it out in much the same way. There's only 2 cannons and no wall off in the natural. I think the Lings are just going to kind of run in and be the period on the end of Trutacz's sentence.
Yeah, of course, Reavers are great versus Lings, but if you don't have any support, eventually the Lings will overrun, and that's exactly the problem for Bonyth. He has 7 goons. That's not enough. He's got to constantly rebuild the Sares also, which could have been gas for more Reavers or more goons. Here come the mutas again, but they're about to have +2 armor.
Oh my god, +2 armor mutas. I've never actually seen a second carapace for mutas, especially in ZBP. You just don't get here. But I guess it's working. There is +1 air weapons coming through, so that might be a good thing. But there's not. How many Corsairs do we have? 4? All right, sick.
But the Corsair will deal only 3 damage to a muta, so that will be so low because they are based on like this splash damage.
Yeah. Well, flying over the cannons would be one good way to do it, but he loses 3 Corsairs again, and now just still has nothing to deal with these mutas. Even clumped up, their carapace is +2. Like you said, yeah, 3 damage, just absolutely nothing.
Oh, he got all the Sares, so this is gonna be it. Like the mutas, they just don't take any damage. Look at them, they still are all half health. Only 1 went down. He's even gonna get the Reaver.
No,
and
man,
now the
I think
Lings will be so powerful.
This has got to do it. Like, Bonyth just has no units. Trutacz is killing it. He's got a million, +2 carapace mutas, and Zergling streaming in on the ground with Scourge in the air as well to stop any of the pesky 2 Corsairs that exist in the game right now. And this just looks like a campaign mission. The Zerg overrunning helpless, innocent Protoss forces on the ground. And wow, what a domination. Trutacz, a 3-0 over DeWalt in the semifinals, and a 4-1 over Bonyth to reclaim his title as the BSL Season 6 champion.
Whoa. Congratulations, Mr. Trutacz. So we have a first player who won BSL 3 times. It will be a lot of BSLs before someone else will be able to do that.
Yeah. Trutacz is like the Flash of BSL. He comes into the tournament and wins it 3 times. It's not consecutive, and what's more impressive is that, for those of you that don't know, BSL used to be an only Polish tournament, and I think actually Trutacz beat you in the finals, right, Zero?
Yeah, he won against me 3 times.
Yeah.
I mean, two online and 1 offline tournaments. So I was crushed by Trutacz. I know that when I will be playing against Trutacz, I will lose for sure. That's how it was.
He's just that good. But now that we've opened up the tournament to the best non-Korean players in the world, Trutacz still delivers and in impressive fashion. Like, not even close. He takes the 2 best Protoss players in the world. I mean, basically, I think you can say that pretty fairly. And he doesn't make it look close. He dismantles them. He's so good. Incredible play here by Trutacz. Definitely deserving of being the BSL Season 6 champion.
Yeah, and he came out of nowhere. Like, where was he 3 months ago?
Yeah,
I don't remember him streaming, and then all of a sudden he's back, and then he stomps his group, and he stomps like everybody. I don't get it. How do you quit for so long? I am assuming he quit. Maybe he's actually Mondragon where he says he quit, but he's actually playing on a different ID. But he looked phenomenal.
Yeah, so this is a message for every Gosu player who used to be Gosu. You can go back and you can be BSL champion. You just need to practice for a few months.
Just start playing again. You know?
Yeah, start playing. Go back, get back, and the fame may get back to you, and while you're not expecting that.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking? You know what I was thinking about yesterday? Think back to round of 16. We had Gosu Dark versus Trutacz, and Gosu Dark was like 1 attack away from sending Trutacz into the losers bracket. We could have had Trutacz not even make it out of his group, or if he makes it out of his group, he makes it out in second, and he would have gone versus me. He probably still would have won, but like
probably nice one there.
Probably still would have won, but still, like this, like so many players could have made it so deep, but Trutacz, I don't know. I don't know. I just thought about that. Like, we could have had him eliminated in round of 16, just like we had another BSL winner eliminated in round of 16 with Kogan getting eliminated.
And also Mr. Aeon.
Yeah, Eons are actually really, really crazy how stacked the round of 16 was. So we lost a lot of our previous champions, and DeWalt got eliminated, and all of a sudden it's just like, well, the only previous champion of BSL is Trutacz, and so had to give it to him. Wow. So he wins $400 sponsored by Blizzard for first place. Bonyth will win $200 below that, and I mean, you cannot take away from these players. They're absolutely or $250 below that. They're absolutely the best players in BSL this season. So much fun to watch them play. Once again, congratulations to Dragon and DeWalt for taking 3rd and 4th place, and winning $150 and $100 respectively for that. So